All right, welcome to my tutorial on how I built this custom one-of-a-kind bathroom sink. I hope you enjoy it. Watch all the way through and leave a comment about what you think, or just skip to the end to see what it looks like if you're curious. This is a lot of fun. I actually do these for bathrooms, and I've done even a couple of kitchen sinks, which is kind of fun. So here I'm just doing a little bit of prep work for the sink. The pre-existing countertop, we're going to do an epoxy counter over the top of everything when we're done. So the pre-existing tile, I just have to kind of chip it out around where the sink is so I can cut the wood underneath into the shape of the top of the sink. So you'll see, it'll hopefully make a little more sense a little farther into the video. Template for the wood to cut out the sink, so I can this is just the top of the sink, and then I'm going to create the rest of it that will then be glued to the underside, so it'll become an undermount sink. So I'm just cutting it out right now to get the initial shape and space. Now that I have the initial cut made in the countertop, I'm using a template to make sure that I have the correct size so I can create the rest of the sink. And then I'm going to round over the top corner just to kind of give it a clean flow line in, and you'll see how that kind of shapes and forms later on as well. So I'm using a die grinder with a round ball grinding bit on the end for carving wood and shaping and just making dust. So I forgot to turn the video on at the very beginning of this portion, but I'm just using a self-leveling cement and shaping and bringing it in so that it's level with the tile, and kind of gives a real nice round smooth shape to the very top of the sink. And now we're back at the shop, shaping and cutting out more templates for the sink, and it'll actually get smaller. The templates get a little bit smaller as they go down, so that the sink has a shaped contour to it, just a little bit, and you'll kind of see how that comes into play. So as we continue. So once I have the pattern drawn, I drill a hole, pilot hole for my jigsaw, and then I cut the inside of that piece out and remove it so that all I have is the outside template, the cutout piece. And I just get to cut a bunch of these, so we're going to skip forward a little bit, jump forward a little head. Some say love is a razor that leads your soul to bleed. Some say love is a hunger and the speaking need. I say love is a flower and you and you're not afraid of breaking that never. It's the one who won't be taken, cannot seem to get never learns to live. When the night's been too lonely and the road has been too long, the light is only for the key and the song. Just remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, as the sea, there with the sun's love, becomes a rose. I totally forgot to video this section of it, so let me just go through real quick, kind of a recap, I guess. So I cut out everything. You saw me cutting it out, stenciling. Each one gets a little smaller as it goes toward the bottom, and then I just glue it all together right now. So that's the 2 sinks. And the next step, I'll take a video of here so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm using a chisel to shape the bottom of the sink. I want the sink to have a slope to it on the bottom so that the water will run. And I'm actually creating a very kind of a spiraling slope so the water will actually flow in a circular motion around the outside of the basin and then down to the center where the drain will be. It makes it really look like kind of a creek-like flow, and it's very, very cool. So you'll see that as I go here. So right now, just chiseling it out, kind of shaping the bottom, giving myself a nice sloped feel to that, and then continuing on with shaping the sides and everything. So, video montage, speed it up. All right, now back with the shaping ball grinder, shaping the edges, cutting the sharp corners off and rounding them out, and then smoothing it out so it's a very, very smooth, flat surface to work with. And that's going to take us a little bit of time, so we'll let you watch for just a minute. This is actually quite a doable project, to be honest with you. It's a lot of fun. After the edges have been cut down, I also sanded them using a 120 grit just to kind of smooth it out, and now I'm putting in Bondo. The Bondo helps to actually seal the wood, any likelihood of getting water on the wood, because if you do get water on your sink and it's wood, you know, it's going to swell, especially particle board like this. So I use the Bondo to completely seal it before applying the epoxy, which is also another seal, of course. It completely seals as well, but the Bondo is just a process and part of also gluing the sink together so it's extremely strong and isn't going to break over the years. So the next step after the Bondo is cured, I sanded it all smooth again, got all the ridges and edges off, and now I'm using an adhesive primer that will once again seal everything and give me my initial colors that I'm looking for. So the underlay of white. And as you can see, I keep forgetting to video little portions of this because I get so interested in what I'm doing. But I've already glued the sink underneath the countertop. I used a jack to hold the sink in place while the glue dries. And now I'm using Bondo to secure and seal that corner and that edge all the way around. So it's going to be extremely sturdy and strong. And now just a test of the drain to make sure the sink flows properly before I do the final epoxy over the top of everything. And sure enough, it goes all the way around perfect, which is amazing. And the results speak for themselves. Hope you liked my little video. Please like and share the page, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll build a sink for you and come do your epoxy countertops.